Good evening and welcome to our second edition of On the Grid, and also good afternoon to our American friends who are watching us live at lunchtime. Zuriel, welcome.
Hello, nice to be back. I'm excited for this one.
It is. I'm so excited. It feels like an hour is not going to be enough time because we have so much information to share with our friends tonight. And it is just super exciting.
Absolutely, I can't wait as well. There's going to be a bunch of stuff for everyone. So if you missed any of the recent gaming announcements, we're gonna catch you right up tonight, and it's going to be a blast. So
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So this edition we're calling the anniversary edition because there are two companies that we want to celebrate with. The one company, it's their 30th anniversary, and the other one is their 35th. But before we get to that, how was your week? What games have you been playing? What can you tell me about your week?
Absolutely. So I've been, like always, no surprise here. I've been playing a bunch of WoW. Our guild's gotten a few new bosses down on Mythic, so that's always a plus. And then something I've been doing on my off time actually is I've been playing a little bit more of Apex Legends. I played it a long time ago when it just came out, and then I kind of took a break somewhere in between. But now I'm back to kind of dabbling every now and then with a few of my friends. It's been a lot of fun. I still suck, but everyone does when they just start. So that's the way it goes. You just have to get past that. And yeah, that's been my 2 weeks pretty much hardcore WoW grind, and then with a little bit of Apex dazzled in. And how have things been on your end? Anything new, interesting, exciting?
It's been great. It's actually been an experimental week. But before I go into that, I want to play you this little introduction.
TheGeekCon is an event dedicated to family-friendly fun and education for activities such as video games, cosplay, board games, cartoons, and anything else geeky that you can think of.
Well, howdy! I'm here to tell you about OnTheGrid. It will be in May, and it'll have lots of food, vendors, edutainment purposes, lots of fun things. I will be there in cosplay myself, probably as some kind of robot, but you will see me.
Over at the Bloomsburg Children's Museum on May 1st and 2nd. The hours on Saturday will be 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sunday the hours will be 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hope to see you there. Spider-Man, flipping out.
So just to give a bit of an intro, well, we are part of the TheGeekGrid and also part of the SteamDragons. And with being a SteamDragon, we do educational streams for gaming, and part of that is also testing new games. So as a team, we've been playing the game that has really hit the world by storm, and I think the amount of downloads for the specific game has astronomically jumped through the ceiling, and nothing other than Valheim. I don't know if you've had a chance to play that game.
It's been on my radar. I've been waiting. I really want to get into it. I've been waiting for a few of my other friends to get it as well. I wanted to hop in with the team and play a bit, but I didn't get a chance. So yeah, it looks amazing. It's very interesting. So
yeah, they say
yeah.
it seems like it's going to be one of the biggest survival games. So it's really exciting, and it's worth the look. So I'm going to play a little bit of a video. We're going to play a lot of videos tonight, so you guys have to sit back, get your popcorn ready, because this is movie night. Let's go into Valheim. Awesome. So that is the beta testing. You can get the early access on Steam if you are familiar with all the gaming platforms, and it is really an epic game. I mean, we were playing a team game, and I think it was around about 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock p.m. EST time, and well, I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning playing the game, and it was just amazing how you go through all the different ages, like Stone Age, and then Iron Age, and you build your weapons, and eventually you build your base. It's exciting and amazing. So definitely, Zyril, if you have a chance to pop in, we definitely have to try that out. So I also see there's quite a few people in the audience tonight. Buttons, I know you're also a Valheim player, and I see often you'll also play the game. Then, speaking of beta testing, another one that's a free or it's an open beta testing, it's called Blankos. And as I'm going to show you the introduction, it looks like little toy characters, and it also reminds me of a game that I'm also going to speak about. Let's look at Blankos.
Legend tells of a place where everyone comes together to play and dance and race and shoot and jump and fly with jetpacks or maybe bat wings. And there's lava and a mountain made of junk food where you can create your own worlds and have your own adventures where you are in charge, where you can make your very own games with your very own rules, and all your friends can come and play. Like this one here. Yep, them too. And I don't know what that dude is, but he is cool. What? They're all toys? Come to life, and I can actually play with them and own them all. That's f***ing sweet. But you see, this place isn't a legend at all. It's a party. Let's party.
What do you think of that?
I mean, that looks so fun. I think the thing that this and even Valheim to an extent has in common is, right, I think the art style is so cool because it's almost like timeless, right? Because it's always gonna look kind of, this especially, kind of arcadey and stuff like that. So it's really hard for stuff like that to ever go like out of fashion or look bad a few years down the line because it has such a distinct art style. So it looks really cool and really fun.
And I enjoy the music.
Absolutely, yeah. It's such a jam. It's just so fun. It's great.
So I haven't played that one much because I've been hooked on Valheim, but I'm definitely going to play that one. Definitely, I have to. So I'll have to split up my weekly streams in two between. Maybe I should play Valheim first, and as it gets into the morning hours, I should play Blankos just to wake me up. So if you want to go and find that game, you can just actually Google Blankos, Blankos, and you'll find the game. You can download free of charge. And they say it's on Apple and Windows PCs, available all over. But one of the games that it does remind me of, and I think you'll agree as well, it's one of the games that we also, when we started streaming, it was one of these games that we wanted to play together. And I think we had one game and it was like a huge lag, and it was Fall Guys. So we have some great news with regards to Fall Guys as well. And for you console gamers, are you ready for
Woohoo!
And not only, let's go. So to all the Nintendo Switch players, we can play Fall Guys on console, not only just on PlayStation or on PC. So that is exciting news.
Yeah, I think it was always inevitable for this to happen. Like Fall Guys to me is like the perfect Switch party game, right? Because you can play it wherever you want. It's really accessible. It's always a good time. Even if you only have a few minutes, you just pop it on. You go suck on the first stage. You have a blast, and then you go on with your day again. So I think it's really cool. I think it's great. And then
I need to,
obviously the cross-platform stuff is always just a win. So.
that definitely helps. I need to tell you a secret. I have not won one single game.
I've had a few people that I've played with that haven't
Terrible.
won. Every time, the first time they've won, I've been playing with them. So maybe I just need to get in a lobby with you, and we slam a few games, and we can get that first dub. So
Yeah. Maybe I'll be like Tim the Tat Man. And then we'll have a celebration when I get
yeah,
my
yeah,
first crown.
yeah. The journey to the goal.
That's it. And also the thing is, I very seldomly wear red. So tonight's theme is the first announcement of our two of the companies that are celebrating their anniversary, and Super Mario Brothers. I used to play that from a very young age. I'm not going to give my age away, but when the initial Mario Brothers, and then there was the specific one that I used to play on Nintendo was Mario 3, where they introduced like the little feather, and then it turns into a cat, and then you go to Egypt and all these different places, and that was like one of my favorite games, well, the one that I can remember after Atari. So, and it is the 35th anniversary for Mario. And I've got a few videos. The one is it's a little bit of a celebration, and the other one is another game that is featuring, or they're also celebrating with Mario, because they're basically on the same Nintendo platform. So I'm going to play this video in celebration, saying Happy 35th anniversary, Super Mario. Awesome. So that was the celebration video. Then the game that I've been playing for the last two to 3 months, Animal Crossing. They have a special release on the 25th of February. That is like in 2 days. And luckily we are 6 hours ahead of the Americans. So 6 hours before it hits America, South Africa is going to get this release for Animal Crossing. Check this one out.
Super Mario themed items are coming to your island. Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary themed items are coming to the Animal Crossing New Horizons game. Familiar items like the Super Mushroom and the Question Block can be ordered in-game as furniture items. So place them however and wherever you'd like. You can also place 2 warp pipes. Then use them to travel between locations on your island. Hey, why not try recreating the Mushroom Kingdom? A free update for the game launches February 25th. After downloading it, Super Mario Bros. Items will be available via Nook Shopping starting March 1st. Keep an eye on the official Animal Crossing Twitter account for the latest information. We hope you continue enjoying life on your island.
I'm definitely enjoying life on my island, especially when we get to the 25th of February. I'm super excited. Did you see all the little items? I don't know if you're familiar with the game, but
I mean, so the thing about Mario that blows my mind, right, is all the iterations it's gone through, right? The way it started as just a little platformer that was way back when, and there's racing games, there's like 3D adventure games, there's crossovers with freaking everybody, there's crossovers now with Animal Crossing, like
Smash. Smash.
the learning, like the growth this company and this game and this character has gone through is so insane. And I think it's something that any game developer would envy and love to have their prized character or franchise go through this amount of growth and
Yeah.
transformation. So it's absolutely insane.
No, it's super exciting. I'm just looking out to see, because I've been really into the Nintendo Switch games, to try and see if I can build up my little collection of Mario. So I do not have Mario Kart yet, but that one's next on my list. And also I see that some 3D ones are also out. So I don't know. It feels like February, March is really becoming the two exciting months. With all these games that are releasing. Wow,
it's even more insane because of all the delays from last year, right? Because like there's so many delays that were happening last year going into this year, and now everything is just piled on top of each other, and it's just a massive everything just coming down at once, and all these stuff releasing like one after the other. It's insane.
Yeah. So that is also exciting. One thing, we were speaking about retro games and what we grew up with. One of the games, or the companies also that it's like I'm sidestepping a little bit. One of the companies that I also really enjoy is LucasArts. And they have so many different games. I think the first game that I streamed was Monkey Island, The Adventures of Monkey Island. So there was also like a huge LucasArts developed game. And it's amazing how these things actually turn into huge franchise where they open game parks and things like that in the US. And this one is also like a little teaser of one of the games from LucasArts that I used to play, but they're bringing out a new what do you call it, like a sequel or a new version of this. And you'll definitely, well, if you don't hear it in the music, you'll definitely see it in the items. I can imagine when you saw the whip, you immediately knew.
Absolutely, yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Just talking about LucasArts, right? Like when I think back to some of the first games I played, I think the first LucasArts game I played was Lego Star Wars. I don't know if you ever played that, but I think it released in like 2005, right? And it was great because me and my brother and my sister could play same screen, two people on one keyboard, and there you go. It's great. It was amazing. So yeah, like just seeing the names keep going and the company still keep going and bringing out new stuff it's great to see. So
no, that's amazing. So that is kind of my side of the celebration, celebration Tuesday, if you will, with all the games that with regards to that. But you also have one company that you want to speak about who is also celebrating their anniversary.
Yes, absolutely. So I think everyone knows by now that watches I'm a big WoW guy, and Blizzard had their big 30th anniversary this weekend as well, where they had BlizzCon and they talked about all their new games and where they've come from. And it's insane to me that they're like where they started and where they are now, and how many different IPs they have and the different games they have, and they're all in different genres, and it's absolutely insane to see the growth that's come from them. So we have a few videos we're going to watch from their announcements as well. So let's get started on the first one.
How was it not yours, a wanderer? Now you know what I seek, Marius. Were these the demons from... Don't do it! It seems you are turned. I'm not exempt. Look what they've done to me.
Arise, Diablo, Lord of Terror. Though this be our darkest hour,
It may yet be your greatest moment.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm so excited for this. Diablo 2 originally came out in the year 2000, which is eons ago. Um, and like people have been asking for a remaster forever because the game, you can still get it now, technically the old version, but it runs extremely poorly on like modern day PCs because the technology of way back then just doesn't compute with all the new stuff. So it's a horrible experience trying to play it now, and it's one of most people's favorite games when they played it and they got their hands on it. So it's an ARPG. It's great. It's gory. It's full of loot. If you love looting, play Diablo. Full of loot. It's glorious. It's great. So extremely excited. I can't wait to jump back into Diablo. I don't think you've ever played a Diablo-like game, right?
I think years ago, I think I actually played Diablo 2 when it's in 2020, what 2000, 2020. I wish. And but I didn't play it much. I think I was very much at that stage also playing Warcraft. I was
Yes.
into the original one, and then Warcraft 3, and then later on moving over to WoW because it kind of had the same feel. So that is really, yeah. It was quite. But you know what? I come from a very conservative family, so
I know.
when you see something
Same.
in demons
Same.
or whatever, it's like you have to hide. Put the screen down or something. I don't know.
So look, the way you salvage this is you say you're killing the demons, okay?
Yeah,
That's how you salvage this. You're killing the demons. So yeah, Diablo 2, I don't know. The things I love about the Diablo franchise is just it's so eerie, it's so dark. Generally the stories are pretty good. Diablo 3 had a bit of a dip, but like the rest of the Diablo stories are great. It's rich in lore. And like I said, if you're a loot addict and you haven't played any of the Diablo games, you're doing yourself an injustice because it's full of loot and it's amazing. So moving on to the next video we're going to watch. It's kind of related to this. So yeah, let's have a look.
There we go.
Your prayers do not fall on deaf ears. Just know they are being heard. There is justice within the light, but you have to be patient. Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my soul.
May he shepherd my soul.
And grant it mercy.
And grant it mercy.
What are you doing here? This is not the time.
But this is confession. And I have sinned. I was a thief who stole from those more fortunate. I strayed from your light and found my trade in the shadows. They call it murder. I say, job well done. I am a thief, a heretic, a murderer, Father. Will Akarat save me?
You mock our light. But those monsters were a scourge upon my flock. And you were the answer to their prayers.
Then we are settled. And you owe me.
The name you seek is... Thank the heavens for you.
Heavens? I assure you, Father, the heavens didn't send me.
Wow.
Right, so jumping forward 21 years roundabout, and we have Diablo 4. It's still in the works as far as I know. I don't think there's any confirmed release date, but this was their trailer for the new class they're adding in. Like Kat said in the chat, it's a rogue, finally. I think people have been asking a lot for this type of class, so it brings us up to 4 classes confirmed for Diablo 4. Might get a little bit more later, we'll have to see. But it's Barbarian, which is like your typical big warrior brute. You like spinning with axes and killing people. You have your traditional sorceress, which is also confirmed, which is just obviously cool magic. You blast some people, fire, ice, all that cool stuff. And then the other class is actually druid, which is normally like nature heavy, transforms into other stuff like that. So it's very cool. And like I said, everyone in the Diablo franchise loves looting. Apparently that guy just loves looting some ears. So everyone keeps going, and I really can't wait for Diablo 4. It's so exciting. Diablo is such a cool franchise, and it's so dark, and it's really a lot of fun to play. If you have not played Diablo 3, now is a great time. Like, the expansions are out, like it's gotten so much better over the years. At least play it once, if just for the story. It's so good, you won't regret it, I promise. So please, just go check it out. Go loot a ton of items and have a glorious time killing a bajillion demons. So yeah, it looks so cool.
That is super exciting. Well, like I said, the last time I played was Diablo 2, so I have a bit of catching up to do before the new one comes out.
Yeah, then moving on to a slightly lighter note than cutting off ears and killing demons for a living, we're going to move on to the next big trailer and announcement that came out of BlizzCon, and let's have a look real quick.
Despite all our efforts, the Maw continues to grow. What if Denathrius' treachery is irreparable? The Primus is lost, and Bastion cannot save the Shadowlands alone.
None of this should have happened.
Perhaps the Winter Queen could...
My Archon, a living soul, seeks an audience.
A mortal?
A king. By all our measures, one who has spent his life striving for justice. One who would give anything to serve his people. One whose heart is true.
Very well. He may approach. Step forward. My Ascended have spoken of you. The king held captive in the mall.
That prison could not hold me forever.
Why have you come to Bastion?
You have a key that I need.
You will release this soul from your grasp.
No. He is bound to me. Just as you once sought to bind your own brother.
Performed its part flawlessly. 3 keys remain. Then they will see. Death was never meant to be chained.
Yeah, so that was one of the big ones this weekend for me. Obviously, being a massive WoW nerd, so just coming out of that, it's like it's kind of opens the next chapter in the WoW Shadowlands journey. And like, if you know a bit of like what goes on in WoW lore, you would have seen a few familiar characters. Like, I don't know if you remember back when you played Warcraft, Uther is in Warcraft. I don't know if you remember Uther, but he was in that trailer. So like, there's a bunch of people coming back, and it's really exciting to see where the story goes. Hopefully Sylvanas doesn't get redeemed and we get to kill her.
Oh no.
We all cross our fingers. We don't like Mary Sue's in our game, so let's get rid of that. And then yeah, it's really exciting. So they're bringing in a bunch of new systems, and honestly, just to heck with the Horde. Okay, she's part of that. They can all go die. So whatever. So yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. It's coming in a few months as well. A bunch of new story stuff, bunch of new zones, and yeah, doing a bunch of balancing for the game as well. So it's really exciting, and I can't wait to see what more I have to offer for the rest of Shadowlands, and where the story is going to go. They did confirm Sylvanas is a raid boss in the next raid. So
Wow.
the question is, do we kill her or does she run away? So let's hope for the right choice. Okay, come on, Blizzard, please. We all know what we want, please. And yeah,
the fact that how the storyline has changed since the beginning of like, I mean, I really got into Warcraft 3, you know, with the whole with Thrall going through. You started with Thrall and you go through the whole story. Even the movie that's showing at the moment, or earlier, I think last year or the year before that, it starts with Thrall and then goes through all the episodes and things, and meeting Arthas and Uther. And later also with the elves. I always love the elves because even my game tag, it's it adapted Horde name into an elven name. So I always said Tel'Thuzad is a what do you call it, a night elf druid. And
yeah.
I used to love, even with Illidan, the demon hunter, you're going through his story in the beginning, how he became one, and it's amazing. The people who wrote this story, they are brilliant.
Yeah, just like thinking about like Warcraft, the first Warcraft game, right, came out like when it was pre-2000s, right? It's eons ago. And like thinking that's where the story began, right? And they're still going to this day. So that's more than 20 years of story writing, character development, new characters, old characters still going.
Yeah.
Thrall is still going. And like even in that cinematic, there's like if you're into cinematography and like parallels being drawn. Anduin there kind of looks like Arthas right before he goes Lich King, right? And it's and like the Lich King was inspired by the big bad dude that's going on about everything now. So there's so many connections and things you can draw if you really deep dive into the story. So yeah, it's absolutely insane that it's still going and still going strong, right? WoW still not close to,
Yes.
despite all the memes and everyone being naysayers every few years, it's still going strong and it doesn't
Yeah.
look like it's going to die anytime soon.
I
So
must admit,
yeah.
I can't remember the original Warcraft before World of Warcraft, but I can remember Warcraft 2, where basically you only had two races, so it was the humans and the orcs. But as the humans played, like you'll have your footmen, and they'll have spears or swords, and then you have archers, but they were elven archers, so they were classified under the humans. And then later, the races developed in Warcraft 3, where you have the elves and the orcs, the undead, and then the elves. They didn't have the blood elves. Only later, they had the two different orcs as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite
Yeah, and
quite
Tauren's
amazing.
coming in later as well. And
Yes.
yeah, there's so many stuff that got added in. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, the Taurens
So
in Warcraft 3 was basically like a PvE, where you had to kind of assist them in a certain journey or something, and then later they became one of the races.
I mean, the Tauren are just a bunch of tree hugging hippies, right? So it would make sense that they did all the PvE stuff. So I
True.
mean, no surprise. So yeah, I think moving on, we have something kind of related to this as well, which is also quite exciting. So cue the next video. I hope you're not out of popcorn yet.
For a hero of the Horde, all roads lead to the crossroads. You have come for adventure. But the Barons wants to break you. Your axe must be sharp. Your wits must be keen. And your heart must be mighty. Strength and honor. This is who we are.
For the
Right,
Horde.
yeah, sadly, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So this is another thing that sprang out of the WoW IP or the Warcraft IP, if you want to go that way. It's Hearthstone. It's a card game. It's full of WoW characters. It's full of Warcraft characters, and this is one of the big expansions coming up. They're changing a bunch of features in the game. They're changing how it works. They're bringing back, surprise, it's kind of a theme throughout this entire BlizzCon. They're bringing in a new mode where you play a classic version of the game with like no expansions, no new cards. It's all the old cards before they got changed and nerfed and buffed. So it's basically like vanilla Hearthstone way back when, I think, when the game released in like maybe 2014, 2013. So even Hearthstone's gone through so many expansions and so many changes, and they're just taking it back to its roots, doing a nice classic vanilla game mode where you get to play before all the new wacky stuff came out, and the one of the big things that was really surprising to a lot of people about this is they are giving, like, you don't have to buy any of these cards, so you're getting the entire collection. So if you want to jump in, it's a fantastic time to do it now, because they're giving everyone the entire classic set, so you can hop into that. It's not that complicated. It's a really fun game. It's a card game. If you love card games, hop in. It's technically free to play if you have very strong willpower and don't want to spend money. So if you have strong willpower, hop in. If not, maybe check something else out. But Hearthstone's a phenomenal game, and it just keeps going as well. It keeps growing, keeps getting bigger, and it's always great to play. So absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the games that are also, between Steam, Epic, and Blizzard. I tend to, if there's a free game, then I go and purchase it first, and then later I see if I want to play it or not. So there's quite a list of games that I haven't played or installed, and it's quite nice. I saw Hearthstone, and but I must admit I haven't played it yet. It looks exciting. I think anything that is, it has anything to do with elves and orcs and dragons or any weird creatures, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think the closest game that I've with regards to cards was the Pokemon game.
I played a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger, so like I have Yu-Gi-Oh going for me, and then maybe a bit of Duel Masters, which is kind of a Yu-Gi-Oh copy, I guess, and then we never really got into the Pokemon thing, but it's really cool either way. So
I must admit, I still play Pokemon. Not on stream yet, but I'll get there.
I love the Pokemon games. I just never played the card games. Like the Pokemon games themselves were such a big part of my childhood. Like I played so much Pokemon. It's insane. And then especially back in the day, you go hunting after all these things because you hear a rumor about this Pokemon and what, because the internet wasn't very big, at least in South Africa, right? You had like dial-up, very bad internet, so you can't just Google something and get an answer. So you hear along the grapevine about this mystical Pokemon that you have to jump through these hoops and run across these tiles at this time of night, and then maybe he'll appear there. And it never happened, obviously. But like I went through all of these things playing Pokemon. So
But we actually have a bit of a history with Pokemon. I don't know if you remember. I'm going to put you in on the spot. But a few years ago, we went with a band trip, and we had our phones on trying to look for Pokemon Go. Do you remember?
Yes. Just when Pokemon Go was starting to become a big thing, and we were driving at like 5 a.m. Phones open. Which Pokemon's along the road? Let's see who can we find.
And then eventually, I got wise, and I heard something about what's jailbreak or something, or with my phone.
Yeah, take the exercise part out because you can just sit and like get whatever you want.
Eventually, I felt so guilty because I thought, what I'm doing is illegal. I'm not supposed to do this. Eventually, I had to reset my phone and thought, okay, well, this is it. I'm not going to carry on with the jailbreaking. It just didn't sound right.
Yeah. So popcorn's almost over now, guys. So we have one more to go, and then that ends off the Blizzard anniversary part of the show. So let's have a look.
Here we go.
You dare enter my realm. has brought you to this end. Take my blood and choke on it.
Death to the outsiders!
I'll turn your world upside down!
You are not prepared!
All right, so following the theme of remakes and remasters, Blizzard decided they listened to what everyone wanted. So, Classic WoW has been a huge success. Going back, stripping away all the expansions, just like Classic Hearthstone, kind of stripping away all the expansions, all the systems, going back to its roots. And now they're slowly adding it back on. So the next part is TBC with Illidan as the big bad, and he's making a comeback. And yeah, it's very exciting. They're making, in my opinion, a few good changes going into TBC. The classic crowd was very like, don't make any changes, Blizzard. Keep the game the exact same way as when it was in 2004. And turns out people don't want to play with netcode of a 2004 game. Surprise, surprise. So they're making a few technical changes in TBC, like they're removing spell batching and stuff like that, just to kind of modernize the game a little bit. But in essence, it's still going to be the TBC you played back when it first released, and that's very exciting. And then the other big thing that they announced with TBC is, unless I misunderstood them, but every account that if you start and you go play TBC for the first time, you're going to have the option available to you to boost the character to level 58, which is the level cap is 70. It's a one-time thing only per account, so you can't buy it, you can't like boost multiple characters, but they really want people that want to experience the game, give them an avenue to experience the game. And that puts it a little bit more in reach than starting at level 1, leveling all the way up to 70. At least you only start at 50. So it gives you a bit of a head start, and then you can see all the new, in quotation marks, TBC content, and go from there. So yeah, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Just looking at the trailer, I think with one of the characters that kept me gaming Warcraft initially was Illidan, and I always think of him as a good guy. He sacrificed his soul to become this demon hunter for the good. Now he's a bad guy. So I still I don't know. I don't believe it. Not for a moment.
Well, spoilers. Jumping ahead a few expansions, Illidan is a good guy. We were just wrong in TBC. I mean, we're the baddies. Maybe we're the baddies all along. So turns out Illidan was a good guy.
Yeah.
Way back then, no one thought it. He was a misunderstood, angsty teenager. Gave up his people for this cool power, and like cool bandana and like everything. So.
Yeah, because initially, even before he started with the whole Demon Hunter thing, he in Warcraft 3 you had to release Illidan from a prison. So already I have to go and research my WoW history, why he was in prison for the first time. But I think it was something like treason or something of that kind. And then eventually, but they needed him to actually progress, and go and fight against like Arthas, who turned into this evil evil prince, with the whole Frostblade.
Illidan is a very the ends justify the means type of character, which can turn you into a kind of gray area depending on who you ask, because he gets the job done. Sometimes it's a bit messy. Sometimes there's like a bit of conflict along the way. But if you ask him to do something, he'll get it done. So I mean, I guess depending on who you ask, you'll get a different answer from where Illidan stands.
Yeah. Zero, earlier you mentioned that you were also battling you were doing some raids, and also just going on that theme where you are our Steam Dragon of the month. I would like to also just to give you a chance also to go through some of your gameplay that you did earlier. Was it this week?
Yes, it was. It was Wednesday. It was
On
just
Wednesday. So everyone who is in the chat, do make sure that you go and visit the Zerial's page. I've got it down there in the description. You can see it's www.twitch.tv/the_Zerial. And you can go and support our Steam Dragon of the month with his WoW raids. But I'm going to share my screen, and then you can give us a bit of an introduction to what happened with this game over here.
Right. So this boss is he's called the Hungering Destroyer. He's kind of a
Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh,
Maybe just throw a refresh. I'll give some context in the meantime, don't worry.
Okay.
So maybe just refresh it and see what happens or something. I could share on my side as well if
let's get that.
if need be. But it did work earlier, everyone. We promise. We did actually test this.
Is
so,
it there?
It's just technology. It's just unfortunate. So the boss is he's a big blue dude. His mechanics are basically he puts circles on the raid, and then whoever that circle is on, that person can't be healed by anyone. The only way for them to get health back is for other people to go stand in their circle. So it's a very team heavy raid boss, and where you need to work together and really buckle down, some good communication, and go from there. So I can try sharing it on my side if you
Okay,
want.
I think maybe that's for some reason it's I'm running
That's
into trouble over here.
all good. This always happens, right? So it's just the way technology is sometimes. so so no worries. Let's get this up here and share there. So I think you should be able to see it now.
Yes, there we go.
You want to drag it on, right? Here we go. So you can see I was actually healing on this fight. So you can see I have the entire raid health bars just above mine. The little squares above my health bar. That's a person on every single person is there. Then you can see to the left of my screen. That is a note that we have written out. So, like I said, this is a very communication heavy boss. So instead of me calling out everything that's written on this note, we just have it available for all the other healers. And that way they can just look at the note. They know when to use their spells, their cooldowns to keep everyone alive. So you can see here that, like I said, there's circles on 4 people in the raid. This makes it so you can't be healed. So you need other people to get in your circle so you can actually get health back. And then obviously if anything else happens and that person isn't getting healed by their friends, they're just going to die. So then the other mechanic is more circles. I hate circles. They're very scary. They just keep going and going and going. So the other mechanic is everyone gets a little circle under their feet. And then the less health you have, the bigger the circle is. And then obviously that's kind of bad because if someone that has the first circle, which means they can't be healed, is kind of low on health and they get that mechanic, it's a massive circle around them that can just kill anyone close to them. And then you can see once that happens, you leave behind a little ball as well. You can see it's going to happen now again. Now this ball, it's just kind of there to annoy you. So it just means you can't just stay clumped up. You don't have to move. And it kind of limits the space you have to do the boss. So it just makes it a little bit more funky. And then this is the next big thing. Every few minutes he does this. If you're in that massive another circle, if you're in that massive blue circle, he's kind of sucking you towards the boss. If you're close to the boss there, he actually leeches health from you and he heals back up which is obviously not very productive when you're trying to kill him in the first place. So you want to get kind of far away from him and just chill it out while he finishes his temper tantrum, and then you go back to your formation. So you can see we're in a kind of a box formation. There's one person with the initial circle on every marker, and then there's 4 other people on that marker ready to help soak and give them health. So you can really see things get a bit dodgy at times with with uh, with the health, and then once you have everything under control, basically what happens in this fight is it just kind of repeats. So the same patterns happens. The boss just keeps throwing it at you, and it's kind of a battle of attrition, right? Either he's gonna run out of health, or you're gonna run out of resources to deal with what he's doing. So you can see the longer the fight goes, the more of these little balls are going to be on the edge of the raid space. You could technically run through them and just soak them up, but that's like unnecessary damage you don't really want to do to anyone. So you kind of just limit the raid space you have. Then the last mechanic of the boss is, you can see every now and then it just happened. I'll call it out when it's about to happen again. But it chooses 3 random people and it puts a laser beam on them. Finally, a mechanic that is not a circle. Okay, so puts a laser on them, and obviously we all know lasers hurt. Okay, so you don't want to put a laser that here it's gonna come again, and boom, there goes the lasers. So obviously you don't want to beam your friends. Okay, your poor friends, they're trying to help their other friends stay alive by standing in their circles. So the beams are just their extra annoyance. You need to get out of the way of your friends, and if you get hit twice, you just die. So getting hit by beams, surprise, surprise, is very bad. So you can see the encounter space is really filling up now. It's quite a lot of balls going around. So here the beam is actually on me. You can see you kind of just move out, boss beams you, and you move back to your location. And we're getting kind of close now. The boss is on like almost 30%, 35%. We're gonna get some big circles again, and then there's gonna be some beams, and then there's gonna be the big suck again, where he sucks us in and leeches us. So during this entire fight, there's a lot of communication because I'm the one calling everything, right? So you can't just have everyone soak in a circle the entire time because then they're going to die. So what needs to happen is I need to be communicating the entire time. You can see on my over here, you can see there's a name, 4 names, and there's a marker, right? So what I'm doing the entire fight is we need help on orange, Kung Fu. He needs help. Someone go soak Kung Fu. Same for purple, star, and green. So it's constant communication where we're talking. Okay, this person needs help. That person needs help. Okay, we need more people on orange. We need more people on purple. So it's kind of a simple fight, but it's very communication heavy. It's really fun to do, honestly, because like in theory it's quite simple. You just need to play well, all right? You're not gonna get screwed by RNG mechanics. You're not gonna get unlucky. It's if you play well, you kill the boss, and like that's always fun to do because you're in control of your own destiny. So we're getting pretty close here. You can see the boss is like less than 20%. Yeah, pretty close. So this is where everyone starts getting really tense. You start clenching. You're getting really tense. Everyone's alive. Everyone's just like, please don't screw up any easy mechanics we've dealt with the entire fight. Like, don't go brain dead now. Just keep focusing. You can see we're gonna get these. I think this is the last circles we get. We're gonna get new small circles, and then there's gonna be beams, and then we do the last part where he sucks us in again. So basically, if we live these beams, and then the boss is gonna move, and we're gonna run away, and he does the big sucky. If we live this, basically the boss is dead. So you can see everyone's alive. People dip kind of low, which is kind of sketchy, but everyone stays calm, and yeah, now basically it's just unless we make a massive monkey brain move, like it's impossible not to kill the boss. So yeah, it was a really cool fight to do. We spent about 2 nights on it, maybe 1.5.
Wow.
It was really fun to do, and yeah, now we're on to the next boss, which is full of portals. So if you're a Portal fan, come look at the next boss, okay? Because you portal around, you, and it's great. So there's a bunch of portals, there's a bunch of seeds exploding, and yeah, it's absolutely great. So it's very exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some of you there next time. So that's me.
Awesome. How many years of playing WoW?
Oof. Uh, I think I started in. I think I started in like 2013, maybe 2012. So that's
Wow.
been 9 years now, I guess.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah,
But you
I
can see
started
the
on
experience.
private servers. Yeah, I started on private servers, and then I hopped onto the real thing at some point. And yeah, it's been a journey, but it's really fun. So yeah, WoW is a great game to get into. Just know if you get into it, you're never getting out. You just
That's
take small breaks in between, but you never really stop playing. So yeah,
so that
just
is why
be aware of that.
you are the Steam Dragon of the month. So, guys, if you want to know a little bit more about the Geek Grid, you can also go to our website. It's right there at the bottom. I mean, we encourage STEAM education. We do online workshops from anything ranging from science, technology, engineering, art, and makers. Anything you can think of on this planet, we are involved. And we're not just an online company. You can also go and look at our the Geek Grid magazine. You can just go to that link, and you can't click on that though, but you can type it in. I'll keep it there for a moment so you can check it out. And like you saw the advert earlier, we are having a festival in May. And also in August, we are going to have our big Steam Fest, which myself, the Zero, and Jack, we are making it our biggest effort to go to the US. We are definitely
Rip,
going.
I think Talthazar's internet might have just died.
I'm
Hello,
here.
sir.
I'm here.
Right,
Did
he's
mine die?
back. South African internet, baby.
I'm sorry. I thought you left. But we're definitely going to make sure that we get to the Steam Fest in August. And we want to see you there. So we want to meet you in person. And, we we can take on the grid South Africa to Pennsylvania, USA. So also we've come to the end of our program. I can't believe, like I said, we're going to definitely need more than an hour for this program in future. Our next broadcast will be on the 9th of March. So that is also a Tuesday at lunchtime in the US. Was it SET time? We're not so used to all the different time zones. So it's about 12 o'clock. And then South Africa, GMT plus 2, 7 p.m. It's awesome. Just an hour loaded with information and fun things. So we'll definitely see you next time. You can always, pop into our streams. Like I said, the Zero, you can check out his. You can also, my name tag, Talzard. And you'll also see that the Geek Grid also has quite a few talk shows, ranging from gaming for mental wellness to newscasts. So you're welcome to just pop in. You will find something that you enjoy. So it is with that we are going to greet, and we're going to say goodbye, good night, good afternoon, and we see you very soon.
Bye.